The Battle of Erigon Valley, also known as the Battle of Lyncus Plain, took place in 358 BC between the Illyrians under Bardyllis and the Macedonians under Philip II. This battle was pivotal for Philip's consolidation of Macedonian power, as it marked the end of Illyrian domination over Macedonian lands. Philip II's army numbered approximately 10,000 infantry and 600 cavalry. His troops were divided into several components, including the elite Companion Cavalry, Heteiroi, and the formidable Macedonian phalanx. The core of the infantry was made up of native Macedonian phalangites, equipped with long sarissas, pikes, which allowed them to maintain a distance from their enemies during combat. Alongside the phalanx, Philip had recruited hoplites and hypaspists, which provided further support to his lines. The Companion Cavalry was key in maintaining Philip's tactical advantage, enabling swift and devastating flanking maneuvers. Opposing Philip was the seasoned Illyrian king Bardyllis, who was said to be around 90 years old at the time, but still capable of commanding his army. The Illyrian forces numbered around 10,000 infantry and 500 cavalry. Among Bardyllis's forces, 7,000 were shock troops, known for their aggressive and deadly combat style. Armed with heavy-headed spears, sibina, and bossed shields, these warriors were feared for their ability to close in on opponents quickly and engage in brutal hand-to-hand combat. Their strength lay in their fierce infantry tactics and the depth of their formation, but they lacked the discipline and coordination of the Macedonian phalanx. The battlefield was set in the plains just west of the Kirli-Durven Pass, in the Lyncus region. Both sides deployed their forces in a linear formation. Philip positioned his infantry phalanx in the center, with his phalangites and hypaspists on the right flank and hoplites on the left. Cavalry and light infantry were split between both wings, ready to exploit any weaknesses in the Illyrian formation. Bardyllis, on the other hand, arranged his forces in a linear formation, with his best warriors in the center. His heavy infantry formed deep ranks, intended to match the width of the Macedonian phalanx, while his cavalry and skirmishers took up positions on the flanks. The stage was set for a fierce battle. As the battle commenced, the Illyrians advanced quickly, relying on their usual tactic of launching a strong frontal assault. Their infantry, led by shock troops, aimed to engage the Macedonian phalanx in close combat, where their brute force would be most effective. The Macedonians, however, advanced slowly and deliberately, maintaining tight formation and discipline. The phalangites used their long sarissas to keep the Illyrians at bay, making it difficult for them to close the distance. The Macedonian phalanx, renowned for its defensive strength, held firm. The Illyrians found themselves struggling to breach the phalanx, as the Macedonian pikemen used their longer reach to wound and push back the Illyrian front lines. Despite the Illyrians' valiant efforts and aggressive tactics, they were unable to break through the Macedonian formation. On the Macedonian right flank, where Philip commanded his troops directly, progress was steady. The combined force of the Macedonian phalanx and the elite Companion Cavalry put immense pressure on the Illyrian left. The Companion Cavalry, using its mobility and superior training, executed a flanking maneuver that caught the Illyrian infantry off guard. The cavalry managed to drive back the Illyrian light infantry and skirmishers, exposing their left flank to further attack. As the Macedonians continued to press forward, the Illyrian front began to crumble. The Illyrians, who had expected a straightforward fight, were overwhelmed by the coordination and discipline of Philip's forces. The Macedonian phalanx, supported by the advancing hoplites and hypaspists, pushed relentlessly against the retreating Illyrians. The Companion Cavalry delivered a devastating blow, cutting down retreating soldiers and sealing the fate of Bardyllis' forces. As the Illyrian left flank collapsed, the Macedonian advance gained momentum. The Illyrian troops were forced into a chaotic retreat, with many of their soldiers being cut down by the pursuing Macedonians. Diodorus Siculus recounts that more than 7,000 Illyrians were killed, although modern estimates suggest this number may refer to the total defeat of Bardyllis' heavy infantry rather than an exact body count. Regardless, the Illyrians suffered heavy casualties, with several thousand likely killed in battle. Bardyllis, recognizing the magnitude of his defeat, quickly sought terms of peace. He sent envoys to Philip to negotiate, ultimately agreeing to withdraw from Macedonian territory and cede control of previously conquered cities. This victory allowed Philip to secure Macedonia's northwest frontier, effectively neutralizing the Illyrian threat. In the aftermath of the battle, Philip annexed territory as far as Lyncus, creating a buffer zone that protected Macedonia from future Illyrian incursions. This battle solidified Philip's position as a formidable ruler and laid the foundation for Macedonia's future expansion under his leadership. The victory also set a precedent for the military tactics that would later be perfected by his son, Alexander the Great, as he embarked on his legendary conquests. The Battle of Erigon Valley thus marked the beginning of Macedonian dominance in the Balkans and beyond, as Philip's ambition and strategic brilliance propelled his kingdom to new heights.